Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel today. If you enjoyed this review, please drop a like and please subscribe down below. I appreciate all the support from everybody. And we have a plain Nike Air Force 1 box in front of us, but as you title, you can see is a different take on this model. So, basic Air Force 1 box, going around to the label and by the title, you can see it is a women's exclusive pair, but they did have extended sizing for men. Women's Air Force 1 Wild in a wheat gold, and it is a size 14 women's, which would be a 12.5 men's, hence why you see the UK 11.5, which would be a US 12.5 men's. Ironically though, this shoe, when they released it, plain paper on the inside, they only released whole sizes above a certain size for women. So just a fair warning, these were only available in full sizes up, so it would be 13, men's 11.5, 14, men's 12.5, and 15, men's 13.5. Usually they do the half size there to accommodate the full sizes. I would have liked to seen that, but we did not see that. Other than that, these released recently on October 3rd, I believe it was, 2023 for $145 US. So, this is what we are looking at today. I actually really like these. Air Force 1 is my favorite shoe. I like the mids, the highs, the lows. The low is my favorite cut, but the Air Force 1 is my favorite model of Nike sneaker of all time. And this shoe particular does take some hints from Nike's ACG and kind of outdoor line that they do. You can see the lining here. You can see the checker pattern here, which actually I believe is inspired by the Nike Humara. And these also released in another colorway. When this colorway came out, there was a darker one alongside it. I believe it was a black and green. That one was supposed to come in extended sizes like this one did, but I only saw a women's 12 available when Nike released them that morning. These, they had women's 13, 12, 14, and I think a women's 15, which would be a men's 13.5. So weird sizing. Usually they do the opposite and they'll do like 13.5 women's, which is a 12 men's. So you have the even whole sizes instead of half sizes. So kind of weird sizing for this pair. They didn't offer that kind of full size for men's. It was always half in between. So if you wore 13, your choice was either 13.5 or 12.5. Be wary of that. I did not see a lot of large sizes released at other places. I did not see that other colorway come out in larger sizes. If you did, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious where else these came out in the bigger sizes. We have a wheat gold upper in this suede material that goes across right here. Nice little outer stitch pattern and this kind of brown laced stitching that goes up, kind of creates that effect. Over here you have a backpack Cordura style fabric material, very stiff, but it will break up over time. Nice durable rugged look. Same Cordura style fabric pattern under here in the mid panel, suede on the swoosh and suede along the back panel, but you have a little bit of exaggerated stitching to kind of create a little depth on the pattern. Once again, I really like this colorway. I like what they did with these. There is a look at that checkered midsole. The interesting thing is this is a style of fabric on here, so I'm wondering how it will hold up against the elements. Nike did say these were water resistant and elemental, like rugged, so we'll see. And that's where the outsole comes in. Black, purple, hints of orange, but more like a boot. So as you can see, it does have that inspiration of their outdoor gear, which I think is really interesting, especially on an Air Force 1, but the way they did it, I think these look really good. Going around to the heel, you have more of that Cordura fabric right here in this kind of burnt reddish brown. It's more red than brown, obviously, but I feel like the brown is like maybe in there tinging it that color, but that's just my opinion. There's the orange stitched in with the Nike Air. Little hint of orange here on this plastic back little shank piece. Same kind of stitching exaggerated on the panel here. Suede material and the same checkered on the midsole all around. Oh, you do have the Air right there. I know it's a little hard to see, but if I turn the light a little bit, you can see the Air is right where my thumb is. And going around to the toe box, you do have slight perforation on the side right here, not too much, which makes me curious why they would put perforation on a shoe that's inspired by outdoor, wild, environmental. The weather might be a little issue with those little bit of holes. And then going up, you have an interesting lacing system. Eyelets on the suede here, only 3 there on the lower part, while it's split with other loops on the inner side. So kind of cool, and that's that same kind of burnt you would see back here. That's that same color they were going for. It just looks a little bit slightly darker. Cordura fabric material going up the tongue about 3/4 of the way, and then you get more of the suede material. The tongue is a little bit different than your standard Air Force 1. Since I actually tried these on, I have this one laced a little bit already. We could show the tongue a little bit easier. So it does have a little bit of a cut that comes down. It's a little exaggerated over the top. Nike Air stitched in orange, and then your stitching is across. And if we go underneath, you can see there's a different style of lining, and there's the exaggerated suede over the top. A little bit of a loop right here, your size tag underneath. So your lining does have a little bit of that tinge of purple for a little bit more support around the heel area. that burnt reddish color right there, and your insole is that same purple color. There is actually no stamping underneath the heel, which is kind of interesting. No branding or anything like that. And just so you can see, both insoles are the same. Both stitching on the tongue are the same. So overall, I think this is a solid Air Force One. I think it's different, it's unique. Even though it came in women's sizing, they extended it for guys who might like it. I think it's a solid pickup to add for a collector of Air Force Ones or anybody who's really interested in kind of unique style designs. This is really something different, and I like to see it. Let me know what you think of these down below. Do you like this colorway better or the darker one? I actually preferred this one, which is why I went for it. The other one, of course, I said I couldn't find in my size, but if I wanted them bad enough, I bet I could have found them because they were supposed to release and then Nike just kind of took away that upper sizing. No idea why. Well, other than that, let me know what you think of these down below. I will try to answer back to everybody, get some conversation going in the comments. I thank you all for the support. Stick around. I have more content coming shortly, and I hope everybody has a great day. All right, bye.